Now imagine the following: if a company opens a new market and they are going there and there's a piece of land, mud actually, and within 10 short months they build up a full functioning, one of the biggest electric car manufacturing facility in Asia, then you would say, well, this is well done. Now exactly this happens why Tesla is crashing, and they are crashing China, and it's just the beginning, because we have seen some trouble over some health concerns around the world, but Tesla just crushing deliveries. And now it's also more than that. There's a Gigafactory phase 2 that's starting to construct and make the machine, that building the machine even bigger, and all about it here in this vlog.
Wolf of Dubai.
I came across the first news about the deliveries, that they are absolutely crashing it in China, while I was scrolling through Twitter. Twitter is a very good source to look for this Chinese Tesla fans that, you know, documenting every single step in China about Tesla. And not long ago, Tesla CEO Elon Musk made his famous dance while the first deliveries took place to the first Chinese customers. Now, we had some concerns, obviously, you know, how this overall pressure on the health and economic situation will figure out, but it seems that everything goes as planned, and even better than that, because there are some interesting videos out there, and I just want to show you some of them. So actually he is posting some videos that and claiming actually that Tesla is delivering like crazy, and not only him, Ray for Tesla, but also other guys on Twitter just posting videos out there to show that Tesla is delivering like crazy. They apparently rented all the home delivery trucks, so the flatbed trucks where they put the cars on and deliver them to clients at homes, which also reduce the human interaction, obviously, which is great. And obviously also with this deliveries and these pictures and videos is the great success visible for us investors to see, okay, how Tesla in China is really doing, how the people who are living in China actually experience that, and how the clients are getting their cars. Because as we know from the past of Tesla's production hell, after that, when you have bottlenecks, and I can imagine that there were bottlenecks as well, though they have so much experience in producing the Model 3 now, though I believe there is some kind of bottlenecks in the new production in China, in the new country, in the new facility. However, they are producing a lot of cars now. We will go to these numbers towards the end of this video to see and estimate how much revenue we can expect maybe from China this quarter already. So, however, let's assume that we are keep on producing. The next big hell that Tesla is facing is the delivery hell. So actually, when the cars are produced, the cars need to be delivered as fast as possible to the clients, because at least in the US, the Tesla getting their revenue by delivering the car, and this, I guess, is the same in China. And therefore, as soon as the car hit the hands of the customer, as sooner we can see those revenue going into the bank account of Tesla. Now, however, these are very, very good signs. We see everywhere different pictures of big trucks, small trucks delivering Tesla Model 3s produced in China, or MICs, made in China, Model 3 cars, how they call it in China. Therefore, I'm very, very happy to see these deliveries happening so fast, so quick, though we have this additional pressure from the health and the economic situation. And therefore, I believe that's a huge sign, a first huge new sign that Tesla is crashing it in China. Another big positive sign for Tesla in China is actually when we heard the news that there is a piece of land that is the phase 2 of the Gigafactory number 3 in China. And this part was very much discussed. Will it be a special production facility to produce battery cells? Will it be a Model Y facility? And we know that the majority of the news saying that this will be the Model Y, because in the end 75% of the parts are same for Model 3 and Model Y, and therefore it makes sense to say, hey, at the same time where we build the Model 3, we can build the Model Y as well. And however the demand is for now, it seems quite very strong. We can believe that, you know, this can be a very intelligent move. Moreover, people in China obviously looking also what is going on in the US. And in the US, we just had the news. If you want to know about this, just check out my full vlog on the Model Y. And if you know a little bit about the situation now in the US, we are delivering Model Y in just in about 10 days from now, and therefore it's super great news. And obviously Chinese customers of Tesla are looking into those deliveries, and sometimes they might consider, hey, you know, maybe I will wait for my Model 3 order and go for the Model Y instead, especially when the Model 3 sales for now the higher priced ones and the delivery ones. So therefore, you know, I can very much imagine that some of the sales or some of the clients are hesitating right now to know, okay, maybe in a half of a year or maybe in 3 months. We saw the facility was taking just 10 months, so this small part maybe take only 3 to 6 months. However, you know, we should see this kind of movement by some of them, and therefore I believe it's a smart move to move the Model Y phase 2 Gigafactory 3 construction on right now and start with this to make it also available to the clients in China, because as we know, China's the biggest market for electric vehicle and therefore the biggest market for Tesla as well. And now, as you know what's happening with deliveries of Model 3 made in China, and now you know what's happening with the construction of phase 2 for Model Y, then let's talk about some numbers. Now we know there are some competitions out there for Tesla, especially in China. There are some manufacturers of electric vehicle. They're around for years now. However, Tesla entered this market with this new facility, and by January just jumped to number 1 production volume cars in China for the electric vehicle. Now this is amazing because, you know, we have other cars like BYD or NIO or other manufacturers that are quite huge already in China, and they are producing less in much bigger time that Tesla had already on the ground on China, which is a very good opportunity for Tesla. And now if we're looking into these numbers, the data from the MIIT shows us that approximately Tesla in China producing 2,625 cars. Now let's just make some assumptions here. Let's say that, you know, due to overall health concerns and also the Chinese New Year's Eve, this was a little bit of a low number. And also you have to imagine that the production are getting smoother, the production are getting ramped and more fluid, and therefore, you know, I think maybe we can push this number to 3,000 for February and March. This brings us to a total of 8,625 cars. Now let's assume that the average, you know, price for a Model 3 made in China is about $50,000. That would be approximately $431.5 million of revenue, in addition to the other revenue that is coming in obviously from the US plant and other services and service purchases. But however, you know, this is $500 million that will come on top for the first quarter, and I'm very interested how this will play out with the profitability, because this will be one of the most interesting things for Tesla. How much they can do in this quarter. Can they also be in this very hard for the whole car industry? The Q1 is very hard for the car industry, and therefore, you know, it's very interesting how Tesla will do, especially with the new plant in China. And therefore, let me know what you guys think in the comments below.